Rhys, not the result you would have liked tonight. How did you sort of assess that from your perspective?
Yeah, it was a tough one. Obviously got a great start. Once they get momentum, they're a tough team. And I think we probably just had too many of those momentum plays in that first quarter. We had, the first half overall, probably just doubled down and missed a layup, and it turned into a transition three, or a mistake in defensive transition and gave them up something easy in transition. And it's a game of momentum and runs, and I think we just probably gave them too many. We had a couple ourselves where we turned it around in that fourth, and one in the third where we get it back to single figures, and it felt like we had momentum, and it was just that crushing play. We just miss an easy one, or they hit a tough one and kind of knocked the wind out of us a little bit. Just didn't win the moments. A few times, great defensive efforts, deflections, loose balls, could have come up with it, could have been out on the break, didn't come up with it, and they score, and it was just really deflating. So I think we'll have some review of that game and look and see that we're pretty good, and then there'll be some things we just weren't disciplined enough, defensive transition being one, and then just some of our coverages, we try to change some things up, threw some things at the guys when we were in trouble, and tried to have them, pick some things up on the fly. But yeah.
Dean spoke about a couple of weeks ago getting your ball movement to sort of pop a bit more, which you did, in patches tonight. What's the key to sustaining that consistently come playoffs?
Yeah, I think, again, it starts with our defence. Whenever we get stops and we flow into offence and we're all just in good space and we're on the same page, we look good. We get Tyson in a quick early on ball when everyone else is in good space, then I think, that starts things off pretty well. And tonight it was a bit clunky at times where, they disrupted us in the full court, pressed a little bit, and I think that slowed us down. A few times we just weren't on the same page, two guys, in one thing in a set, and a couple of guys not knowing what we're in. I think that kind of thing really hurts us. And again, I felt like we let it get to us a little bit. You could feel, a couple of bad possessions, you could feel the vibes drop. We got to stay solid when things are going downhill and have some poise and, find a way to get out of those small holes and not turn them into big holes, and that's from a playing group to coaching staff. We've got to, be together on that.
So what's your sort of message in these timeouts, a sort of first-time head coach at an NBL level to, kind of get the group to come back together in those clutch moments?
Yeah, I mean, we were trying to figure out, best way to go about it. Obviously, Jack Fleming, Dave Barlow, and myself, together trying to come up with solutions and throwing at these guys. These guys are out there. So, we tried to, have some input from these guys, what they were feeling, because we needed to make some changes. What we were doing wasn't working there for a little while. So, the poise and just flow of our offense was a big one. We're trying to find something that just felt good, and a couple of sets we ran a little bit in a patch there looked pretty good. And again, we get Tice coming off, creating advantages for us. Looked good for a while, but then we just couldn't consistently find a shape or a set that was really good for us.
What did you make of Tyson's game tonight?
Yeah, we've been on him to be aggressive, and I think he did that. When he shoots the ball, I think we're a good team. Not just because he's shooting it, but when he's being aggressive and looking to score, he knows when to pass, and he starts our offense with an advantage. And I think that's what he tried to do tonight. We ask a lot of him, nearly 30 minutes, and to do that every time isn't easy. He had to put his hand up a couple of times, just spent. But, we think he's that good. We ask that much of him. We've got to get him rest when he needs him, but it's what we need.
Rhys, Chris seemed to have turned the corner a couple of weeks ago, 3 or 4 games ago. 6 points Thursday night, and I think 6 points tonight. Why the up and down form for him at the moment?
Up in Cairns, his little irritation in the back of his knee was bothering him. That's why he didn't play the second half. It's not a major deal, but I think it is. It was in Cairns. I haven't checked in and how it was today. I think he wanted to just tough it up and get through it. But they played him well. He got a couple of good looks. They play him physically. They really get after him. They don't give him anything easy. They help. Did a good job. But I mean, he has, like you said, he's been really good. And the 2 games previous to today, he's been injured in one and then carried that into the next. So not reading too much into it. We expect him to be at his best in the next game and into the playoffs.
You must be really confident with Tyson driving you forward into the playoffs.
Absolutely. We still think, we said before the game, we weren't our best today, but we still think our best gets it done. And our best is Tice driving the pace and creating advantages for us on offense. And, we tried to share the load, defensively, not have him picking up full court on guys. Dash was great with that today. We tried to get Tommy Wilson in there and have him kind of running the show and finding Milt, find CG, play that kind of role to help him out because, you can't have one guy driving all your defense, all your offense, that kind of stuff. So we've got, a lot of different points of attack at both ends and we're trying to use them. But, again, wasn't our best tonight, but we still think our best is good enough.
And Milt was great down the stretch, wasn't he?
Yep. Last couple of games, he's made shots when we needed. And, we were already talking about it post-game of, did we need to try and find more from him, earlier. But, again, they played physical. They played him tough. But, yeah, overall, he's finding form again at the right time. He's had a couple of down ones there for a while, but he's had some great games lately. And I think coming to this time of the year, he loves this time of year. He's going to step up.
And Tyson, obviously, the news of Shea having another injury is not ideal, but clearly, judging by tonight's performance, you're really ready to lead this team.
Yeah, it's definitely unfortunate with him out. He was starting to look better and better. We want him out there, but it's just unfortunate again. But everybody keeps telling me just stay aggressive. Try to make plays. So just trying to do the best I could do out there. And today, shots were falling early, but just got to get a win.
How crucial is Thursday night's game just to get that cohesion back?
It's very important. Just go out there, play well against a really good team going into finals. So just go out there and play good basketball and try to get a win.
And how's Dean?
I think he's okay. He's recovering slowly. Obviously, a decent operation. So he was going to come in today, but I think didn't really sleep much last night. So I think that was just soreness recovery stuff from surgery. So I think he's on the way back, but hopefully we get him back this week. As fun as it is to stand on the sidelines, he's been doing this a long time. It'd be nice to have him back. So we think he's on the right track.
Do you have future head coaching aspirations, Rhys, after sort of this experience?
Of course, at some point down the track, it'd be great. I'm still, enjoying where I am now. Dino, hopefully, stays here for a long time, and I love this club and want to stay here. So as much as, it would be great to head coach at some point, it's not something I'm running off trying to get right now. Just want to win a championship with this club at least one more time, hopefully 2 or 3 before we think about that.
Tyson, how did you find navigating the different defensive coverages, JT and the Hawks threw at you tonight?
That just comes with being aggressive, whether they're going under or going over, just trying to get my feet in the paint and make plays, not trying to let them confuse me. So that's really it.
Tyson, you're obviously, as a team, you're motivated, obviously, to win a championship. You want to go one better than the last couple of seasons. Is the confidence still there at the moment after it's been a rough period of the season, the last half of the season?
Yeah, the confidence is still there. We know how we started the season. We're still trying to work to get back to that. But it all comes with making shots. Like, we make shots, I think a lot of things change. So we get back to how we were the first 15 games. If we could do it at the right time, I think everybody forget about how we've been losing.
You think you'd be dangerous?
We started off 13-2. We looked pretty dangerous then, so hopefully we get back to it.
Rhys, can you just talk on Dash's game? Basically, sum up his season as a whole, where you think he's at now and even looking forward?
Yeah, he was a big part of that start we had. He really got in there and got after it defensively, but then also, crashing no boards, cutting and finishing. And when he's confident with his shot like that, just steps straight into that first shot, knocked it down. It really helps us. So, talking talk about Tyson, he's another one that when he's aggressive and just looking to play his game and go hard, he's a real asset. Defensively, he's, for a first-year player in the league, he's one of the better on-ball defenders in the league, and he can really just use his speed and strength. So I thought he had some moments of that really showing through today. I mean, a little bit tentative maybe in his second half a couple of times offensively, but overall I think, he's got these tools that we just want to keep trying to put him in the right positions to use them. So we're working with him, and he's really showing some great signs, again, defensively first of all, but just with his speed and strength offensively as well. And as I said, the shot, again, he looked to shoot it today, which is good. He made that one, and I think when he's confident with that and looking to be aggressive, then he's in a pretty good spot.
Chris.
Yeah, I'll just be quick, guys. Tyson, let me just start. Have you ever had a head coach go down with appendicitis on a weekend where you've got 2 games before?
Never.
As a playing group, how did you try to help Rhys and the coaching staff get through it? How did you try to get through this weekend without Dean?
Just having good communication. Just making sure we're clear on everything we're trying to do on the floor, and kind of controlling timeouts. Letting Rhys tell us what he wants. If we need clarity on it, ask him, or give our input on what we think, and try to make it happen.
And I guess before you talked about trying to be aggressive, Rhys has talked about wanting you to be aggressive. Dino's talked about it all season, wanting you to be aggressive. Is it difficult to get the balance right between being aggressive, looking for your own shots and driving, but also trying to do what's right as a point guard to get your teammates involved as well?
Being aggressive is not just scoring. It's about just getting feet in the paint, making plays. Aggressive to make plays, instead of just standing on a 3-point line, swinging the ball around. Trying to create advantages for myself or the people.
And Rhys knows about that as well. He was like that himself as a player. If you ever go back and watch some of his footage.
I don't know if we're putting me in Tyson's level right now.
You can put yourself wherever you like, Rhys. You're a 2-time champion. Let me just finish. You wake up Friday expecting this is just a normal weekend for you, Rhys, as an assistant with Dean in charge, and all of a sudden you've had 80 pretty hectic minutes as a head coach. I'm sure you'll sleep well tonight, but how do you wrap up these last 3 days?
Yeah, it has been a whirlwind. Not ideal, obviously. My family and friends, how great you get to be a head coach, but obviously, we're in a key part of the season. I'd much rather have Dino here and be a whole unit, and make sure that, we go into the playoffs, play-ins, really ready to go. But, Tyson said it. I haven't done this alone by any means. We've had a plan as a group with Dean involved, and in-game adjustments. Like I said, Barlow and Flem been there with me to discuss everything we needed to do. We have a plan A, B, C that everyone's kind of on top of before the game. When to switch the plan up between those kind of options is just kind of the discussion between the three of us, and going to the players. These are the guys who got to do it. So some timeouts, it's like, what are you guys feeling? They're the ones out there, and leaned on Tyson, CG leaders to help out, and definitely leaned on other 2 assistants, for clarity and for just keeping the message clear and keeping everyone on the same page. But I guess good experience and everything, but I'm ready to go back to sitting down and watching Dino run the show from the side. So definitely not as comfortable standing up. I still like to sit down even when I had this head coach role. But crazy couple of days, but hopefully Dino's back soon and we can get back to a whole unit and make a big run at this thing.
Very good. Thanks, guys.